Hey everybody, it's another Chippa in the third person. How you guys doing this morning? It's Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. 72 degrees already in the morning here. And like I told you before, we had snow this past weekend. It was just brief and in the morning, but we had some. Or was it the weekend before? I don't even know. Shit's freaking flying together. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I am incredibly excited to announce, and you've probably already seen it if you're following this channel, that one of the secret projects I've been working on has bared its first fruit today. When I was younger, getting up in front of crowds and doing anything was about the last thing I ever wanted to do. It gave me a ton of anxiety. I went to Catholic school, so we had to do a lot of that, like talking in front of the class, doing morning readings in church. Over the years, I've gotten a little bit more used to it, but it took a bit to get over that, fear of what everybody is going to think and being looked at and being made fun of and, all of that. And that fear still sticks in the back of my head. I remember in Cub Scouts, this is way back now. This is probably in 1991, 1992. It's when Crisscross totally crossed out. Rest in peace to, I forget which one of the two of them died. Rest in peace to that guy. But don't remember if you knew Crisscross, they had the song Jump, Jump. And we put on our Cub Scout uniforms backwards the way Crisscross did and did a dance to it on the stage. And that was one of the most anxiety-ridden things I've ever done in my life. And I don't know quite what started to get me over it, because I was never even really a big fan of karaoke, and I am now. But in college, I think, my buddy Mike Bodwin and my friends Jamie and Al and Ben were in a band, the Loon and Buggy. Clap, lab, clap. And I'd say this is probably when it started. I knew all the words to the songs and went to every show, and Mike would start calling me up on stage to sing with them. And I started really enjoying it, and it helped me get over a little bit of that anxiety. And, still every time I make one of these videos or I record a podcast or I put something new out there, that same level of anxiety comes over me. But I like it. I like now. The anxiety turns into a rush when you get comments and likes and people saying that they enjoy it, and even people that tell you that they don't like it or they have something back. There's a connection there, and I wouldn't be lying. I would be lying if I said I didn't get a rush out of it and I enjoy it. So this was a big deal for me. I've rarely heard myself recorded and mixed with music. I think, I sang at my wedding. I've done some karaoke. You've seen some videos. But, actually working with some musicians, and God, thank you so much to Tom and Dave from the Blowins for being the first to collaborate. You might remember Tom from the Blowins on a recent episode of Shooting the Shit. We talked about me meeting them for the first time, and them being living in Dingle, Ireland, and not being from there originally, and how they incorporated the traditional Irish folk songs into the more eclectic and recognizable across the country and world, like bar band type songs. And I had seen the videos of like the band Goldfinger doing their quarantine recordings, and Less Than Jake has done some to raise money, and Weezit, which is Taylor Morden, another friend of the show. He's the director of The Last Blockbuster and Picking Up Ska in the 90s, and he is in a band called Weezit. They do Weezer covers, and he is working on a collaborative video as well, and they've done ones with their band, quarantine videos. And I thought, hey, I've always wanted to dabble in singing, and but I can kind of play some stuff on guitar and kind of play bass and kind of play mandolin, but I'm also not a professional sound recorder or mixer. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we just recorded us all, doing like a crappy rough video and edit it together, and then I can dabble in editing the sound. And it turned into, they gave me a ton of support on where to put my microphone, how to adjust the gain, how to control the high notes and things of that nature. So the recording sounded good, and then they did the sound mix with themselves playing instruments, and now I have this cool video of the three of us collaboratively, even though not together, playing this song. So the first of what I'm calling Virtual Bar Band released, with me singing vocals and Tom and Dave from the Blowins playing instruments on Time Is Running Out by Muse. I originally thought, hey, I'd give them the opportunity to play something they already knew how to play, and they said, no, throw us some stuff that'd be fun for you. Let's do something new. Let's make this interesting. And so I was able to, I got the idea of, I drive in my car and I do these, so I started recording myself singing, just off the top of my head, no music, songs, just to get an idea what key I could potentially sing them in, and give these guys an idea. And I gave them a playlist of 20 different songs. It's now become, I think, 40 or 50, because I got addicted. And they chose Time Is Running Out by Muse. They said it would be fun with the instrumentation they had available, and I think it turned out great. I am more proud of this than most of everything that I've done on here, just because it's so out of my comfort zone. It's something new, and I got to learn, and it actually took some time and sitting down and doing different takes, and some work in the editing of stitching everything together. So it wasn't just the record podcast, get podcast out, record podcast, get podcast out. So it was cool. It worked a different part of my brain. So there's that. Virtual Bar Band, please make it something big for me. Share it around. I put it out there for free. I didn't put it behind a Patreon paywall or anything like that. And I'm hoping that other, maybe this is a cool way that I can, get people that would otherwise not want to come on a podcast. They're either uncomfortable talking or just don't have the time for an hour or 2 hour long, sit down for a podcast. But maybe you're in a local band. Maybe you're in a big band and you want to collaborate with one of the little guys like me. Maybe you just think it would be fun and you dabble. Whatever it is, reach out to me. I would love to try to do more of these with anybody that's willing to try them. So let me know. Virtual Bar Band. This is the Chippa. I'm excited, as you can tell. And I didn't even get into also the Snyder Cut got officially announced yesterday, even though it's who knows what, right? We've got it needs to be finished, which means the finished Snyder Cut never existed that all these people were claiming. But you know what? Like I said, the discourse has been awful on this. A lot of the fans have taken it way too far, and it's gotten blown completely out of proportion and created bad blood. But just like I say about Star Wars, I go into things wanting them to be good. I liked some of Man of Steel. Thought that if Batman vs. Superman had turned out to be an exact sequel to Man of Steel that fleshed out the character of Clark Kent a little more and showed how this new edgelordy version of Superman could learn to be human, and so all of these missteps and things are just to turn him into the guy that we all know and love, that would have been a really cool different take. But instead they doubled down on the grimdark, and it just wasn't for me. A lot of people like Batman vs. Superman. I do not. There's a lot of discourse surrounding why and this and that. I don't need to get back into it. But I do like Zack Snyder. He's not a perfect filmmaker. My favorite filmmaker, Steven Spielberg, isn't a perfect filmmaker. But the man is capable of things like Dawn of the Dead and Watchmen. And 300 was a visually amazing film. Probably needed a couple more passes on the script. But seeing someone else try to tackle that with the sequel to 300 shows that, with someone like Zack at the helm, there is a good movie to be made. I don't think Batman or Superman or any of these characters were things he should have tackled. But that, again, can also come with the writing. The writing was also a problem, too. So with that, years have done some growing up. I've heard from people that have been on the sets of Justice League and had seen some things happening, that a lot of the humor and jokiness that everyone thought was a Joss Whedon edition was already part of the movie, so they were already starting to try to walk away from Batman versus Superman a bit in that. So I'm excited to see what Zach has in mind, even though the whole thing kind of is exhausting to me. But we shall see. So with that, this has been the Chippa. I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye.